By 1970, the Hawks had moved from St. Louis to Atlanta and drafted an exciting new star, Pistol Pete Maravich. Head coach Richie Guerin was amazed at the skills of his flamboyant rookie.
I've never seen anybody as good as he was with the ball. He would come to my basketball camp for a couple of days every summer. I used to just stare at him. I couldn't believe things he was doing. He had so much God-given talent. He could shoot the ball as well as anybody, but he would take such low percentage shots. Instead of taking the 20-footers, he'd take 30-footers. He could get to 20 feet anytime he wanted to. He'd drive to the basket anytime he wanted to. Then he'd take a crazy hook. He just always had to create the sensational part of the game because he always was thinking that's what fans wanted.
While Maravich did put on a dazzling show, the challenge for Guerin was getting him to blend his talents into a team concept.
I drafted this kid. What's going through his mind? What can I say? You can't do this, you can't do that, you got to do this, you got to do that. And that was my biggest test as a coach, when I was truly tested by my players. Because they saw me allow somebody to do things that I never allowed any of them to do. Only because I was thinking about myself, that what I went through when I got traded to St. Louis, where somebody took away from me all my individual stuff.
Richie tried to add substance to Pete's style and make him more of a well-rounded player, but it was a tough adjustment.
But I knew he was going to have some growing pains, only because you have to conform him into your team. I knew it wasn't going to be an easy job, only because when you draft a kid that's really been nothing but a one-on-one type of player his whole life, with unlimited harnesses on him, to change dramatically wasn't going to happen right away.
Richie is a very determined young fellow. I played with him for 10 years when he was with the Knicks and the Hawks. And he, in visiting with him before the game, is very pleased with the progress of Pete Maravich. He says Pete now is ahead of schedule and doing the things that he wants him to do, and he feels that, as everyone, that he's going to be a great pro.
It took him a good full season, to harness his talent a little bit more.
The Hawks had the chance to add another electrifying talent when Julius Erving tried to jump from the ABA to the NBA in 1972.
Erwin Weiner, who was an agent, represented Walt Frazier as well, and Julius Erving, contacts us and said, Julius wants to come into the NBA. He's going to be a free agent at the end of that year, and would we be interested in talking? I said, absolutely, you have to talk. Everything gets worked out, we signed the deal. He says, you got to do us one favor. Don't announce this until after the playoffs are over. I said, we can't do that. We gotta get on board right away with the league office.
But the deal fell through when Erving's ABA team, the Virginia Squires, went to court to keep him, and the Hawks were left to wonder what might have been.
Peter announced it before our draft and said, look, take our number one if that's what you want. In other words, we'll use that to draft this player. We've already signed him. He's a free agent. We don't want to go to courts for all this stuff because who knows? I guarantee you it would have been fine. And we would have had Pete and Julius. We would have had ourselves quite an exciting franchise.